80 days to pay from date of release. Count 2 is a misdemeanor. There's an adjudication of guilt in this count, 6 months OCJ, credit for all time served, 270 in court costs, and that should say 180 days to pay from date of release. There is an additional dollar sign there.
I think there's a typo because they both say count 1. If you'll just put count 2 on that.
I apologize.
That's all right.
Ms. Marcus? Just $6.15. Right, yeah, because it's one, same case.
Yes. The state attorney informed me that the court costs in the misdemeanor count are not required, so I'm crossing that out as well.
Okay.
I may approach.
You may. Thank you. Okay, is the state in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is in agreement.
Okay. Ms. Cohen, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just want to make sure you understand what you're doing with the plea. You can put your hand down.
Okay.
And make sure that it's free and voluntary. So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see you've signed the written plea agreement. Have you gone over it with your attorney? Make sure you had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
And you feel like you have had all your legal questions answered?
Yes.
You understand that by entering into this plea, you're waiving some rights? The right to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case, the other legal issue you've probably gone over with your attorney?
Yes.
Just want to make sure you understand that and you're comfortable with what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're entering this freely and voluntarily.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. As to both count 1 and count 2, there'll be an adjudication of guilt. And for each of these 2 charges, you're going to be sentenced to 6 months in the Okaloosa County Jail, but they'll be served at the same time. That's another word for that is concurrent.
Thank you.
Okay, so it'll be a total of 6 months. You got the court costs and the fees that are contained in here. You'll have 180 days after you get out to pay them. So that may not, hopefully you can get them paid so it won't affect your driver's license. Okay? Any questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Now, our next up is Amy Douglas, 2023 CF 1543. She's approaching with the plea agreement. I just need to have her sign it really quickly. Your Honor, if I may approach.
You may. Thank you.
Your Honor, the terms of this plea agreement, there were 3 charges originally. Count 1 will be dismissed. Count 2 is an adjudication of guilt to the second-degree misdemeanor of criminal mischief, credit for all time served, $270 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, no trespassing at the target at 853 Highway 98, Destin, Florida, and 180 days to pay those costs. Count 3 will also be an adjudication of guilt to the secondary misdemeanor of petty theft, credit for all time served, and no trespassing at the target.
Okay. Ms. Douglas, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
So is there a sentencing guidelines?
It's misdemeanors, Your Honor.
It's misdemeanor. Very good. So, Ms. Douglas, you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. I see those same terms are contained in your written plea agreement, and which you've signed. So I just want to make sure, have you read this closely, gone over with your attorney to make sure you had all your legal questions answered about this plea agreement?
For sure.
Okay, and you understand that by entering into this plea agreement, you're waiving the right to go to a trial and force the state to prove their case so you can have a final resolution here today. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
And you're entering this freely and voluntarily, nobody's threatening you or coercing you to get you to enter into this plea?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. And this is a 3-count charge. The first count is being dismissed by the state, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counts 2 and 3, they'll both be an adjudication of guilt. You'll be, the sentence is actually, technically it's called credit for time served. So the time you served will be your sentence. In addition, though, you do have some court costs and public defender's fees. You have 180 days to pay after you get out. So you maybe get them paid so it doesn't affect your driver's license.
Yes, sir.
Importantly on here, though, is no trespassing at Target on 853 Highway 98 in Destin. And be careful with that because they will hook you up if you violate that. Okay? Any
Yes, sir.
questions?
No, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
That's okay. Okay. Your Honor, this is Kelsey Falk, 2023 CF 2691. I spoke with the state attorney and we received a global offer. We just hammered out the details of it in the last couple days. If we could continue this case to docket day so that Ms. Falk can consider it and we could discuss it, I do think that we will have a resolution if the state will keep the offer open until then.
The state will keep the offer open.
Okay. Court will grant the continuance till next Monday for docket day 6/17 for plea or continue.
Tiffany Armstrong, aka Tenor, possibly Tenor.
Your Honor, this is Tiffany Armstrong. There are 4 cases. The names are a bit confusing, so I'll just make sure that you have the correct case numbers. 2024 CF 820, and then 3 VOPs, 2023 CF 2163, 2023.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't have the first one.
The ending
I've
in
got the
eight-
3 VOPs, but
The docket ending in 820 is under the last name Tiffany, first name Armstrong.
okay, got it.
Okay. So the VOPs are dockets ending 2163, 1556, and 1986.
Okay.
This is the first pretrial conference date for this case. I put in the discovery demand on May 30th, and I still do not have any discovery. It's just, I mean, we're just still on the inside of the timeline, but as such, if we could have a full cycle continuance, I need to schedule depositions in this case and speak with the state attorney.
So you haven't received?
No, we just put in the demand on May 30th.
Okay,
It's coming, Judge.
Yes.
very good.
So
So we'll
they're
continue
not-
this until
It's too late.
August 14th. Well,
Thank you, Your
can we get the name straightened out on this? Is it?
Yes, my
on-
client has made a statement as to what her correct legal name is.
So do you understand that on Armstrong Tiffany, that's an incorrect name?
We just have to enter it in as it was on the rush report, we only can put the AKAs in the system that's going to continue.
So we can't change it now that we don't know what the, even though we know we've got the person standing here swearing what their name is?
It's put in where it says Armstrong AKA more, so it comes up both ways. It's just not coming out on the docket that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll continue this till 8/14.
Yes, Your Honor, and
Okay,
Just so there's a record, I also I'm gonna be filing a bond motion. She's only being held on the VOPs at this point, so I'll be putting in for, one of the miscellaneous dates, I assume in July.
Very good.
Karen, I think the first piece that I actually have on is Mr. Carasso. If we could just do that one really quickly, I waived his appearance. Nicholas Carasso, 2022 CF 360 and 2024 CF 0031. I waived his appearance. He's at the jail and it's very difficult for them to transport him. I had put in for a psych eval by Dr. McDonald. She met with Mr. Carasso and would like to do additional testing. I already spoke with ASA Basso about this. And so Dr. McDonald is planning to go to the jail to speak with him again on June 25th. So if we could just have a full cycle continuance for both.
State,
Yes, Your Honor, that was what Ms. Basso
court
was
will
expecting.
continue this until 8/14.
Your Honor, I have a question briefly. My client, he is wheelchair bound at the jail because they've taken away his crutches. I am assuming it's because they think it's a safety issue. I don't know if there's anything that can be done, because the longer that he goes without using his legs, the worse the muscle atrophy gets, and I'm a little bit at a loss of how to ensure that he'd be able to use his crutches at the jail, if it's at all possible, if there's anything that can be done.
That's a new one by me.
Yes.
I understand your concerns. I certainly, but I don't think that I control what goes on over at the jail. I'm serious.
I understand. Okay.
I honestly don't have any advice. That's about all I'd be giving because I don't think I have any authority. But
I
you
will,
might wanna
speak
check
with the
and
jail.
See whether you can make a formal filing of some sort.
Yes,
like
Your
I
Honor.
say, I understand what
you,
you're
I
saying, but
appreciate
I could also hear what the jail might be saying
Of
too.
course.
I don't know.
Thank you. Your Honor, next I have Mr. Cobb. There are two dockets, 2023 CF 2669 and 2024 CF 1090.
We only have one, is that? What's the second one?
Oh, I'm sorry, the other one is on for arraignment tomorrow. I just had them bundled together. I apologize.
Well, there's no reason why we can't do them both.
That would be great.
What's the other?
I think the information has been filed, so.
It has been filed?
Yes.
And what is the case number, 24 CF 1090?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's the new law that, well, I guess they're both just open cases, but that's the newest one. If we could have a full cycle continuance, as the other one is, just being arraigned right now. And we'll probably change the offer that I already have from the state in the previously open case.
Okay, so we'll continue this to 8/14. Let's go ahead and enter a plea on 24 CF 1090. Assume you wish to enter a not guilty plea.
He also has a third case, it's individual 6.
Okay, hold on.
No. What happened?
You wish to make a not guilty plea?
Yes,
Okay,
apologies.
so we can.
My client will enter a plea.
Forego the arraignment tomorrow, and we'll
Yes.
bring both of them back on 8/14.
Yes.
There's another case,
That's in front of Judge Gunn's here.
okay, but you need to know about it, because they need to be probably brought together. I don't know how old of a case, what is that case?
24 CF 1260, arrest date, we received it on May 30th.
So it's a brand-new case as well? Yes. Okay, so I assume either he can get both of mine, or I'll get his.
Yes,
So
I
we'll run
believe
them all
that
together.
It will come here, Your Honor. We have the oldest case.
Okay, so you guys are gonna get them
Transfer.
transferred?
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
one
Has
of
there
these
been
was
an
open.
arraignment on that?
No, it's,
Has there been an information filed?
no.
Okay, so information hasn't been filed. We're just gonna leave that alone until you guys get them
Can-
transferred.
Madam Clerk, can you tell me what that case number was again? I had the 1090 case, but what was the other case? I'm sorry.
24 CF 1260.
I will take a look at that, Your Honor, and I will get an information file.
Very good.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, next up is Slater Cole, 2024 CF 382 and 2024 CF 403. The state attorney and the defense have reached an agreement in this case, but as I had requested a psych eval from Dr. McDonald, I received an email from her last night at about 11:30 p.m. She was too tired to file the report. She's gonna have it filed by Thursday. If we could just put this on for docket day, we'll be able to resolve the case on Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Very
'Cause we
good.
just need the hard
We'll
copy.
come back on 6/17
Oh, good.
for a plea. Thank you.
Probation Monday. Monday. So I'll come back to court Monday? Okay.
Judge Keandre Daniels in another institution was not transported. This is Billy Beavers.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is Billy Devers, 2022 CF 306. There's an updated offer in the case that I haven't been able to speak with my client about yet. If we could have a full cycle continuance, I think there might be some issues that we need to discuss.
I need to know a little bit about this case. I mean, I'm glad you guys are discussing it, but I don't know about why we're 2.5 years into this. What's the hold up there?
Your Honor, there was a capias issued in April of 2021, so the case essentially paused for a very long time, and now we are back. This is the first
Well,
the
this is
first time the
out?
case is, yes,
Okay, good. That's good.
after a
That's
pretty
fine.
lengthy pause.
Okay. State?
Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay, we'll continue this till 8:14.
Your Honor, I apologize. My client is telling me that if the original offer is still, which I believe was just probation, is still available, then he would like to take it. If we could continue it to next week, I'll confirm with the state attorney,
That's fine, Your Honor.
and we could resolve it then.
That's fine.
Okay, thank
We'll
you.
continue till docket day, which is 6/17 for a plea or continue. Ms. Farkas, did you hear the bailiff say that Keandre Daniels was,
Yes.
Yes, Judge, this is the case that comes up every pretrial where the two co-defendants are in federal custody. Mr. Daniels' co-defendant pled and agreed to testify against Mr. Daniels. We're anticipating a plea for Mr. Daniels. I have not heard back from the United States Attorney on this issue, but they're going to contact me when Mr. Daniels pleads. That way we can dismiss our case. Our case continues to pend in the background, but they both they draw their vitality from the same set of facts. So
so do we want to just have a full cycle continuance, and you just let me know? I mean, it's set it for something if it's, well, you're anticipating, processing it once?
Whenever the federal conviction occurs, then our case would be null process. I would just ask for a one cycle continuance.
That's fine. We'll continue this till 8:14.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I believe my next client speaks Spanish, so we'll need to call language line if that's possible.
We need to wait if we can, and because we've got another one we've got to do as well. Can we hold these over until?
They're gonna bring you back.
Do we have the, can you help me? I don't have the language.
I'm gonna call Di Lorenzo. Yes, I just wanted to make these sense. Hold on, wait one second. Just wait one second.
State and federal charges are different.
That's true, but
Your Honor, Kevin Di Lorenzo is next. He was not transported. There are two dockets, 2023 CF 1858 and 2023 CF 2393. Di Lorenzo. We conducted a deposition of the alleged victim in the 1858 case on May 30th. I've been in contact with the state attorney trying to reach some sort of resolution in this case. If we could put it on for docket day, I think that we might be able to resolve it then.
Okay. We'll come back on 6/17 for call, plea, or continue.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Thank you. Next up is Talal Donaldson. There are two dockets, 2024 CF 0041 and 2022 CF 1610. Similarly, Your Honor, I've been in contact with the state attorney trying to reach a resolution in this case. If we could put this on for docket day?
State?
That's fine with the state, Your Honor.
So, plea or continue?
Yes,
Yes,
Your Honor.
So I come back Monday?
Yeah, I'll bring you back.
Robert Duis.
All right, Your Honor, this is Robert Dubois, 2024 CF 174. The state and the defense have reached an agreement. I've spoken with my client at length about it. I'm just going to have him sign it now. And if I may approach, Your Honor.
You may.
In this case, Your Honor, the score sheet, the state will need to send your JA the score sheet later as it needs to be amended.
Is this a downward departure?
Yes, Your Honor, this is a downward departure based on a legitimate uncoerced plea agreement.
Okay. Would you announce the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. In docket 2024 CF 174, count 1 will be dismissed. Count 2 will be an adjudication of guilt. 12.1 standard probation, batterer's intervention program, no contact with the alleged victim here, who I named in the plea agreement. $967 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, 180 days to pay from date of release, though I suppose that he'll have the entire, actually should remove that part, he'll have the entire term of probation to pay. And then there will be a reservation for the Victims' Compensation Fund for 90 days. I think that's, or will it be for the entire
I
term?
believe it's for the duration of probation.
Okay.
And how does that work?
Your Honor, the Victims' Compensation Fund, if the victim qualifies, if she applies, then anything that she receives from them
Okay.
would be put on the defendant to pay.
Very good.
If I can make those small edits to the
Sure.
agreement. Thank you. Just so he has the entire term of probation to pay?
He does not have to say that.
I'm sorry?
You don't have to put in there that he has the whole probation. That's
Yes.
under law, he does. As a matter of fact, what you need to do is just cross out the 180 days because it is the entire term of probation. We don't do that when we have probation.
I was on automatic
That's all right.
pilot.
I understand. I didn't pick it up either.
If I may, Chris.
Whenever you have fees or costs are payable during the term of the probation, you don't have to go beyond that. So, Mr. Dubois, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So, you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement,
Yes, sir.
and I see you've signed the written plea agreement. Have you read this closely, gone over it with your attorney, had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
You realize that you're waiving some valuable legal rights, the right to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case, all that in order to get a resolution here today.
Yes, sir.
Believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
And you're entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement. Count one's going to be dismissed. As the state mentioned, count two, there will be an adjudication of guilt. You'll be sentenced here today to 12 months, 1 day standard probation. And as a condition of the probation, you must enter and complete the Batter's Intervention Program and have no contact with Ashley Leidecker, standard court costs and fees, and reserve on the Victims' Compensation Fund. A couple things, the Batter's Intervention Program, you're probably aware, but it's not a short program. So don't wait until you're a month before the end of your probation, because then you're going to violate your probation. So go ahead and jump into that thing, get it done, and I think it's a 5 or 6 month program. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it's a good program, but it's lengthy. Second thing, on the no contact, just understand, don't know all the circumstances here, but these no contacts are one-sided. You have an obligation to stay away from her. If she walked up to you in public or she called you on the phone, you didn't have anything to do with it, right? You're in violation, she's not. Just want you to be aware of kind of how it works. Your obligation to receive. Okay, now, as a practical matter, it doesn't come into play. The people don't do stupid stuff like that, but I just want you to know that this is your obligation to stay away from her. So if there's any question, you're going to get busted. And trust me, when you have these type of charges and you're on probation, a violation like that of the no contact, they'll pull you. They'll try and hook you up right away. So I'm not trying to threaten you. I'm just being square with you. Want you to be successful, stay away. Okay? Any questions on that?
Sir, thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, the state would just like to add that the state's in compliance with Marcy's law. We've been in good contact with the victim.
Very good. Thank you. You do have 30 days to appeal this, even though we just sentenced you.
And just for probation's sake, I don't know if they'll be back at the jail. I highly doubt it. Okay.
Yes, I'll give you a
Yeah.
All right, so
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Next up is,
Ellis and Evans.
oh, Ellis.
Yeah, I was just giving you a
Okay.
heads up for.
Your Honor, this is Michael Ellis, 2024 CF 0003. Your Honor, depositions are scheduled in this case in July, but there are some issues with the alleged victim and another one of the witnesses apparently not wishing to move forward. They contacted my office, so I've been speaking with the state attorney. I think if we put this on for docket day, we can resolve the case then.
This is Ellis, right? You said
Yes,
counsel.
yeah.
Your Honor, we did speak about that.
Okay, so we'll continue this till docket day next Monday, 6/17, for plea.
See if you got that additional. If you want to
Your Honor, next up is Michael Bernard Evans, 2024 CF 543, 2024 CF 108, 2024 CF 544, and 2022 CF 0067. The docket ending 543, we have depositions scheduled Oh, okay, one second, Ms. Rath. We have depositions scheduled July 9th of the alleged victim and other people who were present at the time. I think they'll be pretty dispositive, so if we could have a full cycle continuance.
State?
Your Honor, that's correct. No objection.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
So we'll continue this till 8:14.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I can't right now. Okay, so we'll talk about it. Okay.
Next week.
Yeah. Your Honor, this is Zachariah Freeland, 2024 CF 514, 2024 CF 533, and 2024 CF 701. This is the first pretrial conference date. The charges were amended in this case, or in the, I think the docket 533, or there was a hold on filing the information. It has been filed now, so I need to schedule depositions in this case. We could continue everything.
So full cycle continues till 8:14.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a separate question about transferring my client to a different jail. I don't know if I need to file a motion for that or if I can make an oral motion due to his safety at the Okaloosa County Jail. I don't know how Your Honor would prefer I go about that.
Court can't give you advice on how to proceed with this. Talk to your compadres. It might give you some suggestions.
Is this Freeland?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Your Honor, my next client is Joshua Flippin, who also, he was not transported. 2023 CF 2412 and 2023 CF 2414. I have scheduled depositions in both of these cases. The earliest date was July. I'm speaking with the state attorney about this. I don't know if you want a short continuance.
This is my case, Your Honor. Could you remind me what day in July?
July 19th.
July 19th. Judge, if we get that one cycle continuance, we would be able to conduct the depositions.
Court will continue this till 8:14.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Kyron Watts, 2023 CF 2065. Similarly, we have depositions scheduled for this case July 9th. If we could have a full cycle continuance, I think we will have quite a bit more information after that.
No objection, Your Honor.
Without objection, the court will continue this till 8:14.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
My only client that
I know, you've got the interpreter. We don't have the language line, and I need that information. I don't know where to get it. Usually right here on the dais.
This is Anthony Goody with Mr. Gates.
I need some information on the language line.
Do you want Ms. Farkas to go ask your JA while we're handling other cases?
Yeah, it's usually right in the courtroom. You know, I know that they've got one in 1B, which is right around the corner.
Okay, I will go find that information. I'll be right back.
Your Honor, this is going to be Anthony Gooden before the court. and 24 CF 123.
I'm sorry, give me the name again.
Anthony Gooding, Gooding.
Got it, thank you.
Plea agreement to be filed in Mr. Gooding's case, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Oh, maybe this is it.
The new score is 40.6 points.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So that should be.
Yeah, that should be, but it doesn't have the language line, let's see. Okay.
Your Honor, may I approach with the plea agreement?
Yes. You can,
The state will file a score sheet later, it's 40 points, so it's not a downward departure.
when you call Miss Eileen, tell her that we've got the language line information. Ms. Farkas is going down, running down to talk to her. Just tell Eileen that we've got
I can email it.
it. Okay, whatever.
Judge, the score in this case, with the modification of the new charge, is 40.6 points. This is not a downward departure.
Very good, thank you. Would
And
you-
Your Honor, the court will notice a reduction in the original charge in count 1. That was due to FDLE coming back under the trafficking weight. Based
Okay.
upon that, the state amended the information to reflect a lesser charge.
Very good. Would you announce the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't think the state has filed the amended information, but the state will file the amended information today when it gets back to the office.
Do we need to do that before we?
No, I don't think so, Your Honor. I think the clerk would be good with, beginning duties or lesser included in count 1 or amended
Well,
information.
is SMD a lesser included? Well, we don't need to file amended information, Judge, because SMD is a lesser included of
Okay,
trafficking.
very good. Very good. Mr. Gates, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. It's going to be adjudication of guilt, counts 1 and 2, who'll be placed on 12 months of community control concurrent between each count, count 1 and 2, followed by 36 months of probation, again concurrence between count 1 and 2. We're going to ask the court to waive the cost of supervision. Count 3, which is misdemeanor time served, $1,140 in court costs, $150 public offender fee, required to do a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, and the recommended treatment within 60 days, random year analysis, maintain gainful employment, or complete 3 job applications per week. And then Mr. Gooding is going to ask to transfer probation to Connecticut. I explained to him that there's a $100 fee that he'll have to pay up front and then have to wait for that to be processed.
Very good. State.
That's correct.
Mr. Gooding, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I heard, you heard your attorney state, you can put your hand down. You heard your attorney state the terms of your agreement, and I see those same terms are contained in the written agreement that you've signed. So did you read the written agreement closely and go over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes.
Had all your legal questions answered regarding what this means to you from a legal standpoint? You're waiving some valuable legal rights, just want to make sure you're aware of it and that you're comfortable with it,
Yes.
okay? And are you entering this freely and voluntarily? And you feel like you have had all your legal questions answered?
Yes.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea, and there'll be an adjudication of guilt on counts 1 and 2, and you're sentenced to 12 months of community control for each count, followed by 36 months of probation for each count. They will be served concurrent. That's each 1 and 2. So when I say each count, counts 1 and 2 is 12 months community control followed by 36 months regular. And then count 3, you'll get credit for time served. That will go away. You got substantial court costs and fees that are contained in here. Importantly, of course, the substance abuse evaluation and follow any treatment. That's important. Maybe the most important thing for you. And random UAs, maintain gainful employment or complete 3 job applications. And, you know, we don't get involved with the transfer. Generally speaking, it's a procedural thing. It's not a problem, but it's not anything we can promise, or certainly we wouldn't deny it or anything. But I just want you to know that's not in our bailiwick, even though it's in the plea agreement. So, you good with all that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do have 30 days to appeal this, even though it's just sentenced you to this, based on your agreement. Okay? Good luck.
And Your Honor, just so the court's aware, why I put the transfer
Sure.
in there is probation actually has to submit a letter to the court with the court signature for permission to transfer out of state. So typically I go ahead and get it on the record so that probation knows it's already ready to get it.
Okay, good. Thank you for that clarification.
Our next is going to be Robert Hoff for the court. And if we can leave Mr. Hoff for Monday's a plea continue, the state attorney is going to get me an amended score sheet, which should reduce the guidelines, which should result in a plea on Monday.
So we'll continue this for plea day on Monday, or for docket day, for plea or continue.
Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. Keith Jackson before the court, 13 CF 24, 13 CF 25, and 13 CF 39, and then finally in the new charge, 23 CF 3027.
I'm sorry, what is the name again?
Keith Jackson.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we're going to ask the court to schedule Mr. Jackson's cases for July 11th. We have a motion to suppress hearing for that date, and we're just going to address everything on that date.
Okay. State?
That's correct.
We'll continue this till July 11th on all the counts. Keith?
Is that at 9 a.m. or 1:30?
Do we have, is that a motion day?
It is, Your Honor.
So it's in the afternoon already?
It is already scheduled for, I think, 2:30, Your Honor.
So whenever it's already scheduled for, just have all these run together. Okay, go ahead.
I know, I've waived his appearance. Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. Marquise Key before the court, 21 CF 1004, 21 CF 1087, 23 CF 1602. If we can bring him back for court on Monday to plea continue, I've asked the state to file an amended information and potentially lower the score sheet, and then maybe we can get it resolved on Monday. If not, we do have a hearing scheduled for July the 11th at 3:30 with Mr. Key.
Okay, so we'll come back on docket day 617 for plea or continue.
Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. Richard Lane before the court in 21 CF 965. Just as a matter of housekeeping in this case, the state was able to finally get me a copy of some jury instructions specifically on the sexual battery charge from 1983. I got that yesterday, reviewed it with Mr. Lane. I think that that's appropriate given the date of the allegation. Where the state and I are at now is trying to figure out whether the rest of the jury instructions should be today's version, or do we need to also have the 1983 version? I've been in touch with the DCA in Tallahassee to try to get an answer on that. I know Mr. Lasco has also been in touch with Tallahassee to try to get an answer. the court has an answer, we'd love that as well. There's also the issue of the score sheet. Obviously, this was 1983. Don't know if there was a score sheet applicable at the time. I know the score sheet we currently use is from 1994, 95. So I don't feel comfortable setting Mr. Lane's case for trial without having an answer on the score sheet, mainly because I want to be able to tell him what he might be looking at as a minimum sentence up to, obviously, life. So I think he needs to understand that as well.
What I would offer is that if you all are not easily able to answer that question, I think it would be an appropriate question to put before the court, and I might be able to get an answer on,
Yes, sir, and I talked with the state about this, and I think my understanding right now is there's no score sheet 1983, which means it's an indeterminate sentence up to the court. It's discretion. There's also the issue of parole. Technically, Mr. Lane, because of the date of the incident, is entitled to parole. The sentencing worksheet I found yesterday specifically says the court has to make specific findings on parole. Those are all things that I think I need to get answers for Mr. Lane before I can comfortably say we're ready for trial. What I've talked with the state about is maybe scheduling him for July the 16th as a status for all of us to kind of try and see if we can get some answers on some of those questions. That way we've got a month before pretrial, and then if we can get it answered, we can look at trial next cycle. I don't want to lock the state in because the cycle of Mr. Lasco is going to be Ms. Jardina, so I don't want to say last continuance either if she's not comfortable with where we're at that point either.
I'll jump in as well and say that I do agree with Mr. Gates from his perspective. I understand why he needs to know about a score sheet. When I was looking at it, I was pretty sure there weren't applicable score sheets during that time period. And I think that he's correct when he lays out that score sheets came into play at a later point. I also think he might be correct about the parole issue.
Yeah, but it's not just whether or not there was a score sheet, but if there wasn't, let's assume there wasn't, what does that mean?
Well,
because there are still rules in place, but they're just kind of considerably different rules than what we have right now.
Absolutely, Judge.
Which is all laid out. I don't disagree.
I have been in contact with the victim. She still very much wants to participate. The state's hoping we can resolve this before next cycle and then try it next cycle. I hesitate before saying last continuance, knowing that this case will be transferred upon my leave.
And that's why I suggested a status date. That way we can kind of get a comfortability level with everybody.
I agree. I'd like to know where things are at. And again, if you all can get some resolution on these things that would be helpful in order to, figure out how we're proceeding forward, then let me know on the 16th. Maybe file something. I may not have an answer then.
Yes, sir.
We can do it. We all have to be clear what the rules are. Just like you do, we all have to abide by the rules. A lot of people don't realize that. They think, judge can do whatever he wants, or the state can do whatever they want. And actually, just the opposite is. We can't do everything we want. We can't even do what we want to do a lot of times. Because we got to follow the law, which is what they call the rule of law, not amendment. So that protects the defendant. So hopefully we can get some answers to these. Are very interesting legal questions. I'm sure they're not quite as interesting to the defendant, but they're unique questions for legal counsel.
Yes, sir.
Wish I had them off the tip of my tongue, but I don't.
We were relatively lucky. We were able to reach out to the Supreme Court of Florida, and they were able to get us a copy of the jury instructions.
Okay. Yeah, but but still, you got to figure out how that applies.
Right.
Yes, sir. And I was able to. Luckily, we had a copy of a 1983 statute book in my office, so I've been working off that as well on some of the answers from Mr. Lane. So
Well, I've got all the statutes in the books in hard form for the 18 years I've been on the bench, but it don't go back to 83. But you can find them online. They do have them online.
yes, sir.
Okay.
So we can bring Mr. Lane back on the 16th of July for status. I feel at that point we should have some answers for the court about where we're heading.
And we'll just come back in the morning on that.
Just so the court knows, you can't find these statutes online.
Oh, really?
The Westlaw does
Can't
not.
find them online?
Westlaw doesn't go back that far, and neither does the other.
Sunshine Online, it doesn't.
It does not. So Judge, I just want you to be aware that it's, if I could Google it, I certainly would.
Well said, counsel. I would assume that if it was on Google, that you would have found it by now. That's the first
Mr.
place to
Roscoe's
start.
a very capable Google searcher, so.
Apparently it doesn't work on this one.
All right,
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Come back on the 16th of July and see where we're at.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be Mr. Isaiah Moore in 19 CF 2903 and 21 CF 2376. I recently was able to get Mr. Moore back from DOC. I'd like to continue his case to August the 14th so that I can meet with him, go over his case and the plea offer in his case in some more detail. If I can specifically have the court order that he be held at our county jail until at the very least August the 14th so that he stays here and I can continue to communicate with him, I'd appreciate that as well.
Okay. State?
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't hear that.
I just want the court to order that he doesn't get transported back to DOC and stay here at the county jail until next court date.
Is he pleading today?
No, I gotta go get with him to go over there and be a little more detail, and I'm not gonna have time for Monday.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay. Court order that he stays here as long as, I assume if that upsets the apple cart and somebody's mad at me, they'll let me know.
And I will,
So
I'll
court
bear the
order, I
brunt.
don't know if you need to put that in some type of an order of some sort.
I
you know,
think the order or
if it's just on the clerk's minute sheet, but,
yeah, sure, and I know the orders typically say, stay here until the case is resolved, but sometimes I know DOC will also, or the jail will sit in the back, and I just wanted to be clear to try and keep him here. pending
sure.
that.
I just want to make sure we paper it correctly.
It's been the state's experience that you need an order
Okay.
when dealing with the jail. It's best practice, so I think that if you send me
Give me an order,
It should have been on the transport, or Madam Clerk could probably see the order better than I can, but it should say on the order, stay in county jail until the case is resolved.
just make sure that it is.
Yes, sir.
I'll leave it in your hands. If
Yes,
you
sir.
need me to sign something, I'm ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Come see him right there. And that's all I've got, the rest are waivers, Your Honor.
Rest are waivers, okay.
Yes, sir.
That's all for you.
Yeah, I'm on waivers now, Steve, you're up.
Well, I haven't talked to one of my minutes.
Do you want to try and do language line?
I'm happy to do my,
Let's,
I don't, whatever you guys.
That's fine, Mr. Medina still got a.
Ms. Farkas, which one is it?
I just got access to my inmates and I went over 2 or 3 agreements, I have one left.
what I would rather do is to do the language lines back to back, so we can do some,
We can do waivers if Mr. Medina wants to go
I
try.
have a client to talk to, I'll go through that.
yeah, that's fine. You do your waivers, then we'll take an afternoon break for 10 minutes or so, and then Mr. Medina will be ready to go.
It's a DS or?
No, he's doing waivers.
He's doing waivers.
You want me to take the females, I can.
Females are here.
Females are ready, yes, that's fine.
I think we're going to knock Mr. Medina's females out real quick, he's going to handle the waiver.
I'm sorry?
It appears we're going to handle Mr. Medina's females first, we're right here, then we will work on the waivers.
Okay.
Ms. Ashbury.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Rodrisha Ashbury. Let me get the docket, or can the court find it?
Sure, it's 112, it's 24 CF 283.
Your Honor, I provided the state early this morning a counteroffer. We also have a motion to dismiss hearing set for August 20. I'm asking to bring Ms. Ashbury back this coming Monday on docket day for a plea or continue so that the state will have time to consider her counteroffer. I'm hopeful we'll resolve the case at that time.
Okay,
That's what we discussed, Your Honor.
so when are we coming back?
Monday.
Monday, okay.
June 17th.
Okay,
June 17, this Monday, 9 a.m.
Very good.
Thank you.
Plea or continue.
Thank you.
Do I need to sign this? Do I need to sign this?
Yes, Your Honor, if you sign it, state it there. Agreed to allow me to transfer, then we will e-file that.
Okay. Where am I supposed to sign it?
You're going to check the box down at the bottom of the page, and there's a signature.
May transfer? Okay, so I'm the sentencing authority, huh?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I just didn't know exactly where, because it didn't,
Yes, Your Honor, that what I was talking about was that letter that gets sent whenever we want to
Okay.
transfer. We have that as part of that included.
it's done. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Sherry Clark. I'm finding the docket, Judge. I didn't bring files
It's all
where
right,
I...
I'll get it.
It's number 126, Your Honor.
.22 CF 2896.
And then she has a VOP case that's riding along with it. That is, I don't know what the number is, but there's a, I don't know if it's a 20 CF or 21 CF, but basically, Your Honor, I'm asking to bring back Sherry Clark on Monday, docket day at 9 a.m. We provided the state a counteroffer. The state hasn't had a chance to consider it. So it's a major case, and if we can get a resolution on Monday, it would be definitely promoting the efficiency of the system.
So we'll come back on docket day 6/17 for a plea or continue.
Yes, Your Honor, and we, just for the court's notes, is that we provided the state and filed a reciprocal discovery, our expert report that's a major part of the situation.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I think those are my two females, Judge. I don't think any others.
Okay. You want to do your
Waivers?
waivers?
Yes, Your Honor, I can handle that real quick.
Okay, hold on a second, let me get yours.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll start with Alexander Gillespie, Your Honor. Mr. Gillespie should be 23 CF 1817, that's going to be with Ms. Passo.
Got it?
If we can leave him as a plea or continue for Monday, the state's made an offer, I sent a counter offer, just to get clarification on that, and then we'll have, if we continue it, we'll have to schedule depositions out of state.
Your Honor, that was Ms. Bosso's note to me as well.
So plea or continue on 6/17.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next I've got is Brendan Givens. Mr. Givens is before the court 24 CF 743. If we can continue his case, Your Honor, I need to get discovery from the state. I mentioned that to them. They're going to work on getting that to me, and then I'm going to look at scheduling depositions as soon as I can.
So we need a full cycle.
Yes, Your Honor.
State, okay?
That's fine, Judge.
It's a brand new case. Continue it to 8/14.
Yes, Your Honor. Next I've got is D'Artagnan Haskins, before the court 23 CF 1593. That's going to be with Ms. Basso as well. If we can continue that case, we've got depositions scheduled, I want to say August the 6th in his case.
Your Honor, that was Ms. Bosso's note to me as well. No objection.
Very good. Full cycle continues to 8/14.
Your Honor, next I've got is going to be Zuberi Huff. Mr. Huff before the court 24 CF 599. If we can continue, or if we can leave him as plea continue for Monday, I've asked the state to look at the case for a resolution and a bond. Mr. Huff is also scheduled for bond on the 18th in the morning as well.
So we'll do plea or continuance on Monday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. 6/17.
Next I've got, Your Honor, is going to be Samuel Hubley, and it is many cases on the docket, but it's 23 CF 2762, 23 CF 2782, 23 CF 2783, 23 CF 2867, 24 CF 34, 24 CF 35, 24 CF 168, 24 CF 530, and there may be another case or two that I've missed in that, Your Honor. If we can continue Mr. Helby's cases, the state is reaching out to the victims for potential amended resolution, including treatment. That'll give them time to do that.
So we need a full cycle?
Yes, Your Honor.
That would be fine, Judge.
Hold on a second, let me, gotta write all these down. Okay.
Your Honor, next I've got is going to be Malik Humphreys before the court, 23 CF 2577. Mr. Humphreys has got 3 cases scheduled for next week, the 18th for arraignment. If we can continue this case to August the 14th, my expectation is next week to enter a not guilty plea on the new charges as well.
Has the information been filed in those 3 new cases?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor, and there may be some duplicative charges in that, so I think the state wanted time to review it because it was a fleeting looting that I think started allegedly in Niceville and then into the sheriff's and then potentially into FWC out on 85, Your Honor. So I think the state's just trying to make sure they get it right when they file the information in that case.
Okay, so we'll continue this one until 8/14 and we'll track the other ones with it.
Yes, Your Honor. Next I've got is Keandre Jones, Your Honor. Mr. Jones is actually out of custody. It's a PTI recall. If I can set him for August the 12th, the state did make him an offer. I just need a chance to review with him. He does live out of state, so.
Very good. We'll continue this till 8/12, 9 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor. Next I've got is Christopher Keene. Mr. Keene before the court, 24 CF 292, 24 CF 293, 24 CF 491. If we can continue all 3 cases to the August 14th docket, I'm going to look at scheduling depositions in all 3 cases.
State?
That's fine, Judge. Mr. Gates, if you would just contact Ashley, we'll get you as soon as possible.
Continue until 8/14, full cycle.
Yes, Your Honor. Next we've got is Damian Kennedy in 23 CF 199 and 24 CF 579. If we can continue his case, we've got depositions at the end of July.
Full cycle.
Yes, Your Honor.
Continue until 8/14.
Now, I do want to address, there is an outstanding, I'll say, order we're waiting for the court in Mr. Kennedy's case. That is the pretrial detention hearing in 24 CF 57579. Mr. Losco and I have kind of been on pin and needles waiting for the court's order on that.
I'm knee deep in it.
Just wanted to make sure we were all tracking at the same time on that one.
I wouldn't hold your breath for court ruling it unconstitutional.
I wouldn't.
But I've got to deal with, there's a lot going on in a lot of different areas of this. And just, I don't think this particular case, when you look at the facts, is really right to address the big issues.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, the issues that are occurring in other areas of the state, particularly as it relates to the mandatory subsection D. This is not a subsection D case.
Yes, sir.
So it's not right to really address probably the most difficult. That plus the new law that Judge Drake ruled on are the 2 most significant things. But the hearsay issue doesn't come up in this case either. So, plus the state withdrew their motion. That complicates it further, is whether it's moot or not. So all those issues, I probably will not be a massive unconstitutional ruling.
No, Your Honor, it's more we just need the status. Obviously, the court's probably aware that whatever the court rules will be on the field.
I know.
Get the,
And that's why we're trying to write it up some, you know.
Leon County or the appellate division in Tallahassee is asking them if there's a status on it, so I haven't told them I'm trying to get that.
Are there other outstanding unconstitutional on that statute in the First Circuit that you're aware of? I know
Other
there have been.
than Judge Drake's ruling, no, Your Honor, I haven't seen any others that come across.
That's not a ruling on the merits of the statute.
No, it's only on the hearsay issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did have some big rulings down Judge Hurst. Did you see his ruling?
Was that before the hearing or after our hearing?
I mean, we're considering it, so I don't know whether it was before or after, but
I know we had the one before the hearing that addressed some of the constitutional issues.
it was a very, he's well known for having
It was very eloquent.
substantial and eloquent and even poetic, and I think he was.
There were several quotes in there.
I think he was quoting Kiplinger.
Yes.
That's.
I remember that because I remember Mr. Losco conceding that ruling in our case in the court, saying, "Oh, I don't follow other circuits. I need something higher for my ruling."
But they certainly, when we're dealing with new areas, we're certainly, I'd be arrogant not to look at those and try and understand what the reason is.
Let's roll.
Fight fire with fire, take one.
Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working.
Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Friday, because depending on, unless you have a good sense for, what he's going to be arguing and what you will need to do to be prepared, I would just wait, see what he files, and then, at that point, move to continue it if you need to.
Yes, Your Honor. And I told Mr.
Because you might not have to, in other words, it might not be.
And as I said, the court said we run out of time. My concern is I've got court tomorrow. If I get the reply late Friday, I'm in court all day Monday. I got to get a chance before Tuesday, so I will likely file a motion to continue that hearing probably Friday morning.
That's fine.
That way to give Mr. Loska time to get me that, and then I can reschedule. Because if he's got a case on point, there's no sense in rescheduling anyway. So I at least want to have the opportunity to review what he has and then sit down with the client and go over that detail.
And Judge, I can tell you this, I'll write it as quickly as I can, and I will shoot to get it done by Friday, Monday at the very latest, but I'm trying to get it done.
And Mr. Loska and I talked about this, and the reason I want to address it today is because he's got subpoenas out, I've got subpoenas out, so.
I got it. You guys make the call if you think you're not going to get it done, the court's not going to object. I'm not going to force to have a case that you don't feel like you're prepared.
When I file the motion to continue, I'll run it by Mr. Loska, and I'll probably say the state has no objection to the continuance.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we handled Mr. Lane earlier, but I failed to address the motion to compel that's scheduled for tomorrow morning. I think the state is going to withdraw that motion to compel.
That's correct, Judge. The motion compelled local swabs. I saw Mr. Gates' response, and I do think that he's correct, so we would withdraw our motion.
Okay, so do we have something tomorrow morning?
We did, Your Honor, but I've already informed court security transport not to bring Mr. Lane based upon Mr. Losco's representation to me. So I think at this point, we just need to say we're canceling that hearing and
Okay.
address everything on the 16th with Mr. Lane.
Very good. So we'll cancel this for tomorrow and come back on docket day.
No, July 16th, Your Honor.
July 16th. Okay, that's right. Well, that's all the multiple procedural issues. Okay.
And with regard to Mr. Kessinger, what's the next date?
If we could do August the 14th, I've got that post to reschedule anyway. That'll give me a chance to get that done, read state's case law, can potentially file it before then anyway.
Okay, is that good?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the last I've got is going to be Danielle Tankersley for the court 20 CF 2707. I've been trying my best to get a hold of her. She's in DOC, so it's been a bit difficult. If we can continue her to the August the 14th date, we'll try again to get a hold of her to get this resolved without her having to come back.
Okay. State?
That's fine, Judge.
So what, you on a full cycle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
In full game of court, the case is likely going to be transferred to the Sparkus. I've already given her the spiel about where we're at and what's going on, so she should be ready to go by then if we need to, but Ms. Tankersley's in custody in DOC until 2026, so.
So it's not the most pressing case on your docket?
No, it's not, Your Honor.
And I've been made aware of this, and I am good to go, Your Honor.
Well, you'll always have Mr. Gates to be a backstop to inform you of all the intricacies if anything comes up. Okay.
Judge, I do believe that concludes my business.
That's yours?
Report. May I be excused?
Do you have one of the language line? You don't have either of the language lines?
I don't believe so. I think Ms. Farkas has called my cases with her.
Okay.
The two language line clients are with ASA Basso, who I think is.
Ms. Sharples today. Okay, thank you.
That
Have a good
concludes
day.
my business as well, Your Honor,
You
but I'll
too?
probably stay a little bit longer to try and see if there's a help somewhere.
Okay.
I
Madam Clerk? On number 110 on my docket, Matthew Allen. We do that one this morning? That's one of Mr. Notes, but I don't know that we ever did that.
I have it listed under Medina.
Okay, that's Medina?
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay, it's under Medina, you're right, that's good. Okay, so we want to take a short break,
That's fine, Judge.
and then we'll do the, when Mr. Medina comes back, we'll do language line.
So we have two.
I know, we'll do both of them. We can do them at the same, we'll just do them back to back.
Yes, sir.
Okay.